So we're here with Mr. Asquith Bala, and he's a system administrator at the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment. We have a digitization project going on. Can you give me an overview of the project, the phases of it, and what is the intended outcome?
Okay, so the digitization project at the medical records consists of 3 phases. First phase is to collect the records from the department, sort, sift, and then prep for scanning, which is the actual second phase where we pass through the scanners that we procure through PAHO, who is the funding agency of this project. I want to say thank you very much, PAHO, for your continued support, and we hope we continue such exercises in the future. And the third phase, which is the uploading to the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Health Information System, where we would match each record that is digitized to the name appearing in the system itself. So what is on the record, you would find on the computerized version of on the health information system.
What does this mean for us?
Well, we have to think of this in the long term, as in this is just one part. This is just medical records at the MCMH hospital, where we could scan around 30,000 files within the 2 months or so that was given to us, right? With the intentions of branching out to the other hospitals and then possible clinics in the future. With all of this digitization, then we have an electronic replication of each note of patient record that we can manipulate and share easily using the SVG HIS with the doctors, nurses, well, most important, the end users of the system.
So all this information now would be on the computer, so there would not be any physical record for patients?
Not necessarily. What it would, it's let's say it's in steps. So first we digitize the actual record, right? But because the hospital would still be using this actual record, it's an active file. So yes, although we digitizing it, once it goes back to the medical records, they might have notes coming back and forth that would be entered into this particular record. In the future, hopefully, we intend to phase out the record, having the physical record, and just use the SVG HIS, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Health Information System, solely. Because also we know that you can't just discard of records just like that. It's in a period of between 7 to 10 years in which you can discard of records.
What training was, or what system was put in place to ensure that the persons who are doing this process is doing it properly?
Okay. Initially, we, upon notification of persons, when we have them come in, and then we train them on we call them purged records that were done at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. We have them because we had gotten 2 scanners before, so we now train them, each individuals, which we have about 12 working with us, including no, not included, but also alongside a project manager, where we train them on the scanners, make sure that they were competent enough, and then when the project started to roll out, then it was make it easier for them to get into the groove of getting scanning done.
Persons may be worried about confidentiality in terms of persons' record being scanned and uploaded to a system. What assurance can you give persons, or can you speak to confidentiality in this regard?
Okay, for confidentiality, before each individual actually starts scanning a record, we actually have them sign the confidentiality piece of documentation, which was created by the ministry. It's the same documentation that we have the regular clinicians who interact with the system sign upon being trained and then given password and username for the system.
This is one of the members of the team that is helping us to upgrade our medical records. Tell me your name and a little bit about how the process has been going so far for you.
My name is Shaniqua Roberts. It was kind of hectic at the beginning, but as the days go by, it gets easier.
What was the training like?
Basically, we went through the process of what we would be doing here on a daily basis. maybe a 1 day or 2 days, depend. So it wasn't really anything hard.
Okay, what has been the best part of the experience so far?
Basically learning new stuff on the computer, etc.
My name is Daniela Payne. So far, it's been I can say it's balanced so
Okay.
far. Right. When now come, it was like a bit challenging, but not to say that bad. But as the days goes by, it's smooth.
Okay, what's the best part of this process for you?
Well, the best part is coming to work every day and do your work.
And what's the most challenging part?
Oh, the most challenging part is the big files that we have to do with like 300 pages or so. Right.
Really?
Yeah. But it's
The training that you got, you think it equipped you to manage the work that you're doing?
yes.
All right. So with one of the persons working on this team, what has this process been like for you?
Well, it has been so difficult, to be honest. It's different than what they told us in the beginning. It's a bit tedious when you have the big files. It takes a lot more time. And, yeah, but basically it's a good job, you know.
Did you learn a lot in the training? Did you learn anything?
Well, I learned anything better, for sure, because you see a lot of people have some problems with the health. Yeah, so it just get me a little wiser now with my health and stuff.
Okay, what has been the best part of this process for you?
Well, I met new friends, met new people.
Yay!
And what's
Yeah.
been the most challenging part?
The big files. Yeah.
Right? Tell me your name and what has this process been like for you?
Okay, I'm Daniel Jackson, and this process has been good. They did a great job of informing us of the task ahead and what was required of us. So it was just about us doing what we have to and trying to push to get as much notes as possible into the system.
What has been the most challenging part of this process?
Big notes, big files, they take a lot of time, but we get them done as soon as possible. As a team, we get the job done.
My name is Khalid Dakan, and this process has been a little bit hectic in the beginning, but as the days went on, we got more stuff in order, and eventually we settled into a system that we currently use now, which makes the work go by a lot smoother.
Okay. What has been the best part of this process for you?
And the best part of the process was when we got all these shelves installed, so we had a designated place to put all the files, because before we had to keep track of the files individually, what's already been done, what needs to go somewhere else. But now we had these shelves set up and we had a designated place to put things, it made the whole workflow a lot easier.
What's been the most challenging part of this process?
The most challenging part? Well, the challenging part would be the various times where the software would crash and we would have to start over because we lost our progress. But yeah, that was the most challenging thing. Occasionally when the software would crash.
Have you learned anything new in this process?
Well, there's a lot of files and a lot of people in the hospital. And this is very important because it's not an easy thing to be digging through all of these files to find the thing that you need. It would be a lot easier to just go to the computer and search up for them.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.